Thanks for the thumbs up. Howdy, howdy, howdy. If my audio sounds bad, it's because I don't have my earpiece because it was raining earlier. Got on my flip-flops. What I wouldn't give for a pint right now. I tried to get some Guinness last night, man, and they were out. But we just had a major rainstorm. What's up? What's up, biker? We just had a major rainstorm, so I said I'm not gonna wear my Chucks with all of this rain out here. But the wind was critical coming out the east. So now this little tailwind is real nice. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Appreciate it. Biker, I'm gonna come over and fry some fish, all right? I'm gonna fry up some of them white trout. And it looks like the rain is coming back. At least right here. Biker, I made my mind up the other day, dude. And this is gonna sound real crazy. But I'm gonna cross that thing in my kayak one day. I already made my mind up. Facts. I'm wearing the flip-flops because I didn't want to get my tennis shoes wet. With all the rain, I left the house and it was raining, so I'm soaking wet. I got cold for the first little bit till my core temperature came up. But I'm across the Mississippi in my kayak. I just need to figure out if I want to launch here and just let it take me across. I don't know when I'm gonna do it, but it would have to be like when the river is like glass. I couldn't do it with white caps. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be ballsy, bro. What's up, Grandma? Oh, you about to go live, huh? Right now. What's up, man? What's up with it? I guess they have another Halloween parade out here with all of the... Come on, man. What the heck you doing, bro? Golly, man. Use your... Bro, these people on the dang phone, man. What's up, Velma? I guess he's Shaggy. Oh, that's Daphne. She was cute. I know, bro. I know. I'm not gonna go all the way to the house on this live. I was on TikTok and you know, it was a weird conversation, but I kind of told the folks on the panel that they were really insensitive to what somebody was saying. And of course, they got all C-shift hurt. And you know how that goes. This is Norwegian Escape. I never seen that boat till today for the first time. Normally we have Norwegian Getaway, but Norwegian Cruise Line Escape is here. What's up, Noah? So I think this is only the second Saturday that, well, last Saturday I did not fish, but I fished earlier today on accident and had a okay trip. I didn't catch what I wanted to catch, but I saw this guy. He was fishing with live shrimp under a cork, and he hammered some big 26.5-inch redfish. He had 4 of them. I'm talking about hogs. And I was a little jaloux because that's what That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to hit some reds because my boy was like, the reds are biting. So, yeah, like I said, this is the Norwegian Cruise Line Escape. This is the first time I've seen this boat in the city of New Orleans. Normally we have the Norwegian Cruise Line Getaway. And we also have Carnival Valor and we have Carnival Liberty. Celebrity here and a few other cruise lines. So, yeah. I miss my ramp. Yeah, bro, they were huge, biker. They were huge. There was some real proper Louisiana redfish. Like, that's what you want when you out there trying to catch reds. Now, I hit about 4 rat reds today. I hit about 4 of them. And, but I wanted the big dogs, you know? It just didn't happen. So we're gonna roll, make it happen. Nice chill spot. All right, all right. Yep, but that's a better shot of the ship. It's huge. So it looks like it's 10 stories before the bow of the boat. And so then it's got to go down maybe 13 stories. That's crazy big. And these are the twins. This way they've been shooting at. Man, it must have been a 223 or a 556 or a 57 casings that were over there. And I noticed down the levee, about 7 miles from here, 6 miles from here, they had some 40 cal casings down there. But they got a guy who fishes out here all the time. And if you don't see a car right here, you don't necessarily think a person would be on the river batcher in those shrubs, you know? And you just start shooting, and guess what? You didn't intend to do it, but you did it, you know? So I wonder when they're gonna paint all of this graffiti and reclaim the bridge back, you know? I don't know. Like those little spots right there. And this is one of my favorite shots, views of the city, when I'm right here by the bridges. This was the first bridge right here, and this was the second bridge. Yep. And this little neighborhood back here is where John Cena sped around the city in that movie 12 Rounds. A lot of it was shot over there. A lot of the chase scenes. And this rail line does work. It does work. This is probably the worst little crossing for road bikes right here. Definitely out of his jurisdiction, biker. But he probably had a rendezvous, if I had to guesstimate. So I went fishing. I went to bed last night at like 12:30, 30 minutes after midnight. I woke up at 5 o'clock a.m., shot out the house, got to my boy, went fishing. The mosquitoes and gnats tore us up. Oh my goodness. It was so miserable, you know. It felt like I was in Alaska. And they were bad. They were bad. Wasn't the worst I ever been through, but it was definitely top 5. Horrible. I had one time I was fishing down in Lafitte and I wanted to jump in the water. The mosquitoes were that bad. Like the mosquitoes were that bad, I wanted to jump in the water. Another time I was down in Chauvin in the Boudreaux Canal fishing, and they had, like you see a flock of birds in the sky, they had a cloud of mosquitoes. You can hear the buzz, and they were vicious. I got bit so much that trip, my eyes closed shut. But I stayed fishing, you know, I stayed fishing. And I've had a few more times where they were just unforgiving, totally unforgiving. But that's part of what we love doing. Definitely West Nile fishing, definitely. The wind is actually coming out of the northeast. So right now I have a measure of it to my back. So I have like a little tailwind because north is directly behind and west is to the, well, no, west, yeah, south. I'm going south right now. But a lot of people use off or some type of repellent. And my only issue with repellent is whatever bait you're using, if you're using market bait or live bait, once your hands get that repellent on it and you put bait, worms, whatever on your hook, if you're fishing like that, those fish taste that. And you will catch tremendously less fish than if you keep your hands rather off free, you know? Like I like to take some dirt and rub the dirt in my hands before I fish with worms. And if I'm in salt water, I just wash them in the water, you know. A few times I would take like Dawn dish soap and wash my hands like before I leave the house, just to get all the oils out my hands if I'm gonna be using bait. But you can still catch fish, but you're gonna catch tremendously less if your hands are imparting a flavor that's not natural to the fish's diet, in my opinion, based on 39 years of fishing. But it took me a while to figure that out. I was pro off in the beginning. And then, you know, some people say those things have carcinogens and you can't breathe while you're spraying it and all that stuff. But I have used off, yes, I have. And the only way I'm gonna use off is if I have long sleeves on and a hood and I'm just spraying my outer garment. That's it. But I don't even do that, you know? I don't even do it. Same thing, Skin So Soft, the original, all that stuff. Another thing you could do to lessen your chances of getting bit by mosquitoes is don't become a diabetic. Number one, don't become a diabetic. Number two, don't use scented lotions and oils and things like that. Don't put all that on your skin because you will attract them to you. Now, somebody said do a dryer sheet. I did that. It did not work for me. Did not work for me. But that don't mean it won't work for you. It just didn't work for me. Facts. Domino Sugar has a little yard, I think, coming up right here. Did we pass it? No, it's coming up right here. The blue one, that's Domino Sugar. And Zatarans is right over here behind these oil tanks. Zatarans, right through there, yep. But this has been a good ride. The wind was real strong. I had a headwind going down to the end. And but this has been really nice with the tailwind. So I'm thankful for that. And I'm about 2.5, 3 miles from home, so making good time. The sun is about to set through the clouds, so we might be able to get to see a little glimmer of that. No, they just said dry your sheets, biker. They just said dry your sheets. You know, people got all kind of tales of things they use and all that stuff, but you know how that go. I see a lot of it is cap. See that? The tugboat agreed. Oh man, that's a cool picture right there. Yep. So at some point I'm gonna change my front tire because it's not necessarily a slick right now, but when the road is wet, you know, I remember during the Super Bowl, I was riding on Canal Street, and you know they got nothing but tracks on Canal Street. All right, what's up, bro? All right now. So I was on Canal Street, check out the sunset. Got probably about another 30 minutes, maybe 45 at the most. How's it going? All right. So I was on Canal Street, you know, and man, I hit those tracks. Zip. I had to put my feet down to catch myself about to splish splash. So it does happen, you know. And that's a view of the city. Right there, Superdome, CBD, the bridges that we just came from under, the cruise ship, riverboats, all that good stuff, you know. World War II Museum. And this is the best sunset right here in Gretna, unless you're on the elevated expressway. If you're up there on the elevated, that is the best, hands down, sunset ever. All right now. Love birds, huh? And this is where I'm coming up to where I broke my collarbone the second time. Now, hey, it was wet like this, and they had this guy on this $3,000 road bike, like a crit bike, and they have a track right here. Sous Chef wiped out right here. She wiped out right here, bro. She hit this metal the wrong way and went down instantly. And that guy fell right there also. And this is where I broke both of my collarbones 2 years apart. I was coming around this curve right here, and I was going a little too fast, man. I ain't gonna lie. I was probably doing 16 to 20. And when I came around this curve right here, this is where I broke it the first time, right here. And then my wheel wobbled like that, and I flipped almost, hit my head on the ground. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. Let's put this cat eye on just to be a little bit more visible. I think I adjusted the cant of my seat too much, you know. All right now. I think I adjusted the cant too much because I'm sliding forward. And you really do want to slide forward a little bit, but that's how I go. And I am wearing these slippers, so not the best shoes. But my primaries ain't getting wet, so I'm cool with that. And more tracks. Okay. Yeah, she can't drive. Respectfully. Whoa. It's a bike lane too. You saw the proof. So when people be blowing the horn, acting a fool, it's a bike lane, man. You got a few options. You could chill out. You could text on your phone while you're driving. You could read a book while you're driving or do your makeup. Or you could just have some patience and realize that everything is going to be all right. You know? Everything will be all right. Or you could go around. You could go over the top. you could go over the top, or you could go through me. Either or, you know. You could do whatever you want to do. You know, I'm not tripping. and got too old to trip. Had to put my light on in the back. Yep. Can't be too safe. So this is the famous Huey P. Long. NOPD, what's up, man? Better slow that thing down before I come and do a citizen's arrest. Hey, biker, I had posted a video, and one of the, so this is the thing. So like when you coming up to a red light and you don't want to lose your speed, and the reason I'm saying that is because sometimes when you're on a bicycle, your depth perception is different than if you were in a car. But so when you're coming up to a red light, until you can see the other lights, you don't know when that light is going to change. So for me to slow down a quarter mile before the red light, it ain't nothing coming, you know? But for me to slow down a quarter mile before the red light, that's a lot of ground for me to cover on a bicycle. So what I try to do is maintain my speed, even though the light is showing red. That's just my thing. I try to maintain my speed because if it's free for me to go, then I'll go. I'll go. But if it's not free to me to go, I'm gonna slow down and, you know, just wait. So what I do when I'm approaching a light, I try to maintain my speed. And I don't do this every time, but it's just at certain intersections. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a blind curve right here, you know, but nothing's coming. And it's a one-way street. So I'm looking right, nothing is coming. So I'm going left, you know? Now, when I get to that red light down yonder, depending on the traffic layout and what's presented, this lane I'm in, it goes straight. This lane right here, it turns right at the light. So like the light is green. I'm not gonna sprint and try to make that green light. And that's the proof why, it's yellow, just that fast. So I'm gonna just try to maintain my speed, and I'm not gonna be able to do it because these two cars are here. But basically what I'll do, I'll get in the left lane, and when I get to the light, I'll start turning my head left to see what's coming down there, but I'm gonna be pedaling to the right. That way, if something is coming, I'll just keep pedaling to the right. And if nothing is coming, then I'll just cut left and go across the light. You know, it's just a little technique I developed. I'm not telling nobody to do that, but I don't really see nothing yet. But I'm looking left, and so I'll start going to the right like this, nothing's coming, and then I'll just cross the light. And that's my little technique for, you know, crossing the intersection that's blind, so that I'm not cranking too long and too hard, etc. So anyway, so I did that, and, and somebody said in the comment section, because they had a cop right there at the light, you know, the cop was at the light. So I said, let me see if I'm gonna get a ticket, you know, because everybody on TikTok or Instagram who hates cyclists, they will be like, you're breaking the law. I'm not a car, dude, you know, I'm not a car. That thing could kill somebody, not me, not on this 45-pound bike, you know? So if I go through a stop sign when nothing is coming, what law did I break? Like, there's no need to mitigate right of way. That's why we have a stop sign, to establish right of way. Because if an accident were to happen, well, who was at fault? Nobody's there. There is no fault. There is no right of way to establish. I'm here, you know? So, like, I'm in this lane right here. So you'll have cars that'll come behind me and they'll want me to ride on the sidewalk. I'm not riding on the sidewalk. It's a sidewalk, you know? So I don't like it either, you know? I don't like a 1,200-pound vehicle trying to bully me, you know? I have more to lose than them, but I'm not a coward either, you know? I'm not backing down in the sense of I'm not gonna let somebody run me off the road just because they don't know how to drive or they don't like cyclists. That's their problem. Like this fool right here, you know. But he might have the appointment at the hairdresser, you know. driving like that on this wet residential road. 400 lumen cat eye right there. That's on pulse to get attention. So this is another thing. He may do it, he may not. He may pass me up and then get in front of me and just stop at the stop sign, you know, and a lot of cars do that. They'll pass you up just to get in front of you to stop at the stop sign. And it's like, I don't understand it. But if I ride in the middle right here where they could just go on the right side of me, they'll get mad at that. So what I've come to appreciate after riding professionally as an amateur for over a year, people don't want you on the road, period. It doesn't matter what you're in. You can be in a car, you could be in a motorbike, you could be in a helicopter. They don't, what's up, my brother? They don't want you on the road at all, at all. So like this dude came speeding up all fast and I don't understand why, but I'm not worrying about him. He's behind me. I was here first. But I always look at them so they'll see my face and I see theirs. He was in a limousine too, you know. With the limousine letters at the back panel of his bumper. Exactly, bro. Exactly. Exactly. And I was only using that as a reference because a bull is 1,200 pounds, you know. But you know what a bull will do a cowboy, you know. But that's where we at, man. So look, I got to cross this major highway, so I'm going to get off camera. And I'm going to holler at y'all later. Appreciate all y'all popping on. Thank you for supporting the channel. I have a new book that I'm going to read maybe later tonight. I'm not sure. Not sure. But it's the autobiography of a very special man, Mr. Solomon Northup. And so I may do a chapter tonight. I'm not sure. I got a whole bunch of stuff to do when I get home, you know, after my shower, etc. Oh yeah, we frying fish, right, Biker? I might come live when we fry this fish. Me and Biker are gonna get together. We're gonna have a little fish fry. I might go live for that, all right? So I'll see y'all in a few. Thank y'all so much. And remember,